Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Ify. I missed you guys last week. I was not feeling well. Everyone had got sick in my house. I thought it was malaria at first, and then there's weird things going on where I was like, well, maybe it's not malaria, and then I figured it out. It was yellow fever, which when you think of these things, malaria, yellow fever, in your head you're like death. But in real life, it's really like catching COVID. It's not that bad, especially for kids. So they were sick for like 4 days total, a little bit of fever. They were throwing up, and then they were good to go. You know, children are resilient. I don't think I got the full blast of it, but it was like I was trying to get it, but my body was fighting it, so I had to just chill out. But I'm back, and we're here having a real talk with Iffy. So let's get into it. We are talking about what's really going on with the real estate market in Nigeria in 2025. So, what's really going on? Well, prices. That's what's going on. They are high as hell. People cannot afford to buy houses or lease houses. Okay. And these developers are building luxury this, luxury that, 3-story house, 2-story houses. And it's like, bro, no one can afford them. And if you can't afford it, it's usually people who are abroad, you know? But the average person cannot afford it. So you're starting to see a lot of houses sitting, a lot of estates sitting because nobody can afford to buy them or lease them. And so they end up turning them into short-term rentals because that's all they can do with them. Nobody else can afford it. So they use it for the December, January months, and then it just sits. So yeah, that's what's really going on here. But the good thing is, for developers, I guess. Well, no, I mean it's good, but then because no one can afford it, because that's all you're building, it's looking like it's going to be bad because now you guys' houses are just sitting there. So, but infrastructure is booming, which is good. It's just stuff popping up everywhere. And honestly, because they've been building all these luxury houses and nobody can afford it, this is the time right now as an investor to come in and do affordable housing because that's what's in the demand right now, affordable housing. The average person here makes between 70 and 200,000 naira, which is it's less than $200 a month. So you come in here doing affordable housing, you're going to kill it. Okay. The population is exploding. By 2050, we're supposed to be 250 million people deep, which is crazy, but that's what they're saying. And that means the housing demand's going to be crazy. So, yes, if you're an investor or if you are thinking about investing in Nigeria, what are we thinking about? Get to it, but be smart. Don't come in here doing these luxury houses. Come in here doing affordable housing and let's find new smart ways to do it because people have a lot of complaints. But that's another video, so we're going to save that for later. If you want to know, the real estate market right now is worth 2.6 trillion. So that doesn't say you want to invest. I don't know what will. Um, so let's talk about where the real movement is happening. So areas like Lagos Coastal Highway or Leaky Deep Seaport, those are exploding in value. Leaky Sea Deep Port, there's places you could get land for 3 million. Now it's like 15-20 million for the land. Just like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's good to start investing and buy the land, and over time you will see the growth. Okay. um what else is where the movement? Oh, people are into tech and sustainability, which the sustainability thing I understand because it's like you just can't find it here sometimes. It's frustrating. But things like smart homes, solar panels, CCTVs, those are real hot right now. If you have those things in a home, people are paying up to 20% more for the home. So think about that when you're building. Emerging cities. You're gonna have Asaba, um, Anugu, and Ebadan. Those are emerging cities. People sleep on those cities. Asaba, I do. It's nice there. I know about Asaba. The other two, I don't know so much. But when you think about investing in a city, those are good places to think about, because the thing about Vegas is it's overrated and it's getting so expensive that I know a lot of people are thinking about relocating. Even me myself, I'm thinking about it because it's like I've been here almost a year, and Vegas is great. I love Vegas. I always have, but I don't know if it's sustainable to keep staying here. I don't know. So I'm thinking of going other places, and I think a lot of people are thinking of going other places. So as an investor, you want to think about those places that people want to go. So, and those places have a lower cost, and you still get good appreciation. So why not, right? So let's talk about reality check. So if I'm gonna give you guys a reality check, I would have to say, first of all, the Nigerian real estate market is a challenge. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a challenge. It's a big thing to tackle, unless you have a company like me with you helping you. Because my job was to tackle it so that you didn't have to, and I did that. But yeah, it's difficult. Mortgages are very expensive. Um, if you're abroad, even if you can get a mortgage, you have to put so much money down that you might as well pay cash. And a lot of developers do installment plans. So it's like, instead of trying to get a loan and having to put 70% down, it's just better to go through the developer and get the installment plan, because you probably almost have all the money, and so you just do the installment plans. It gives you a little bit of time to get the rest of the money that you need. Okay. Um, Otherwise, it's just upfront cash, which most people have when they're looking to buy property in Nigeria. So another reality check is, again, the prices of the house. The average price for a home in Nigeria is 220 million, which is just crazy. It always has my brain spinning because I'm doing the math. I'm thinking about the population. I'm thinking about um, what the majority of the population makes in a year. And then I'm thinking about the average price of a home, and I'm saying, well, you just want everybody to live on the streets, don't you? Because the math is not mathing. These people cannot afford that. It's just crazy. And you see 29% surges within a year on the prices of homes, and that is absolutely nuts. So again, if you're an investor and you're coming into Nigeria, keyword affordable housing, real affordable housing, because a lot of people say, oh, we have affordable housing, and it ain't affordable. It's not. So if you came in as an investor with real affordable housing, like I said, you're going to kill it. And let's not forget, all estates are not what they claim to be. Okay, they're going to make things seem like it's greater than what it really is, and before you know it, you know, the estate is in a flooded area. So be very watchful. Do your due diligence as an investor. That's how you're going to succeed in Nigeria. The growth is there. It's there. The problem is not that. Real estate is booming here. That's not the issue. The issue is your due diligence, making sure things are exactly what they say they are. That's the problem, because you don't want to spend all this money, and then because you didn't do your due diligence, you lose that money. Okay? All right. So for you diaspora investors, what should you do? Okay? Well, verify everything, like we've been talking about almost every video that I do. Verify all your paperwork, and don't forget, even when everything is verified, sometimes the government can still come and knock on your door and say, hey, we need this. But that happens everywhere. I mean, it happens in America. Okay, it just happens when it comes to building highways, hospitals, and things like that. Yes, it can happen. So pay attention where you're thinking about doing things. I had a family member and they had been looking at property in Leaky by the highway, but they wanted to wait because you just don't know. You don't know what the rules going to be. You don't know what's going to be required after the highway is built. So you got to be smart. You can't just say, "Oh, I want land there, it's for sale, I'm going to buy it." Mm-mm-mm-mm. Think about where you're buying, please. Because even now, the coastal highway, from the middle of the highway, I believe 150 kilometers out, if you have a home or a business within that area, you have to get some type of special paperwork permission. So just remember that when you are looking to buy land for an estate or just for a single house, pay attention to where you're building. Pay attention to where you're buying because you need to do your research. You need to do your research. What's going on in that area? Is there anything being built in that area? Okay, think about like we got the airport that they're working on. You buying land out there thinking like, oh, it's a good deal for me to go out here and buy land and put a mall because there's going to be an airport. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But maybe not so close to the airport because we don't know what regulations are going to come along with that. What are they going to require of us once it's done? So pay attention. Pay attention where you're buying land. All right. Use trusted middlemen. Always use trusted middlemen, especially when you're in the diaspora to do things like me, my company, Global Properties. Because the truth is, you're not here. You don't know what's going on. You don't got boots on the ground. Okay. You have to have connections. You got to know certain people. The thing about Nigeria is it is honestly who you know. Everybody does everything here. Everybody inspects. Everybody does this. Everybody does that. But just because they say they do it doesn't mean they do it well. So when it comes to finding good people, you better know someone who knows them because everybody does it here. Okay? And there's not necessarily a rating system here. So it becomes difficult to find quality people to do things for you. That's just what it is. All right? And plan for long term. Don't think that everything's going to be overnight, over a few months. Mm-mm. And anytime you're investing, that's just not how it works. You plan for long term. You give yourself some time to see the growth. All right? Yeah. So, yeah, guys, bottom line is Nigerian real estate is booming. It is booming. Yes. But not every deal is golden. Do your due diligence, do your research, pay attention to where you want to buy land, pay attention to what's going on in that area. Because something that could be so great can turn so sour. And I hate to hear about stories when people just spend a ton of money and it just goes to waste. It just goes to waste. So, yes, it's good to get into real estate here, but you have to be very careful. And that's why you need companies like mine, Global Properties, because we can help you with that. Okay? So do your homework, guys. Pay attention to the market and make sure you have your ducks lined up in a row. Okay? But that's about it. If you ever need help verifying properties, if you need some guidance, all your real estate needs, reach out to me, to Global Properties, and we will definitely get you right. That's all. Like, comment, and share, please. And you know what? Today, if you've been thinking about coming here, if you are coming here, whether you are an investor or you're just moving here, put in the comments where you're thinking about going. Okay? I want to know where you guys are moving to. All right? But I'm going to see you guys next Monday. Bye.